Hi, I'm Joey. Welcome to the channel. Today I made peanut butter cup protein pudding. The final product tastes a lot like Reese's candy. This is my original recipe and it only requires 6 ingredients. I did not use any protein powder or pudding mix. The trick to getting the consistency correct is by using silken tofu. This recipe does only yield 1 serving. Feel free to double or triple up the ingredient quantities if you want to share with anyone. After draining out the excess water from the tofu pack, I weighed out 3 servings of silken tofu. Next, I weighed out 2 servings of PB2 to get the peanut butter flavor that I wanted. And then I weighed out 3 grams of cocoa powder. Be careful not to add too much as this stuff can be very overpowering. The pudding by itself is not very sweet. Adding in some Monkfruit sweetener is a great low-calorie substitute for sugar. Right here I poured out way too much Monkfruit sweetener. In this recipe I used 4 servings of sweetener. I like my stuff on the sweeter side. Use less sweetener if you don't want it so sweet. I used Julian's vanilla cinnamon ProGranola as a topping to add in some crunch and additional protein. Skip this ingredient if you want to keep this pudding vegan. Be creative. Top it with whatever you like. Now that all the ingredients are weighed out, pop everything into a food processor and blend until the mixture is smooth. I recommend using a food processor over a blender for this step. Because the recipe yields such a small amount of product, a blender would be overkill unless one was making this in larger quantities. Scrape down the powder from the sides of the food processor and then blend once again. The mixture may still be a little powdery. This can be remedied by adding in a little bit of syrup. I used 1 serving of sugar-free Mrs. Buttersworth to help achieve the velvety texture that I was seeking. Use agave syrup if you want to keep this recipe vegan. If you don't mind adding in some calories, maple syrup or honey is a good option too. I like sugar-free Mrs. Buttersworth as it only has about 10 calories per serving. This is the texture you are looking for. It looks just like normal pudding. After taking a bite, one would be none the wiser that this treat was made from tofu rather than store-bought pudding mix. This pudding has a very velvety texture. It reminds me of chocolate peanut butter mousse. This recipe is very satiating and can be made in under 5 minutes. Protein shakes can get boring. Try this recipe next time it's time for a meal or snack. You can enjoy the pudding as is. If you want some additional flavors or texture, you can layer on some fruit or granola. This is the finished product. It has a flavor reminiscent of one of my favorite childhood treats. However, one does not have to feel too guilty eating it. For 390 calories, it yields 38 grams of protein, 34 grams of carbs, 4 grams of sugar, 17 grams of fat, and 15 grams of fiber. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts.